And here we are out in front of the press building where we find Paul, who's got some vital information to give us about the CNE.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Ian. Yes, welcome to the press building. Actually was built as the administrative building here at the Canadian National Exhibition way back in 1904. It is the oldest, along with these other three buildings, surviving buildings of the CNE. There were other buildings that went back to the 1870s when the Canadian National Exhibition opened up as a showcase for Canadian innovation and agricultural achievement. Who could grow the biggest pumpkin? Who could have the biggest bushel of wheat? Who could do all sorts of things like the largest eggs? Welcome to the Canadian National Exhibition, and thank you.
Prince's Gates, opened in 1927 by two princes, the future Edward VIII and his brother. On the scale of the Brandenburg Gate, the Arc de Triomphe, or Admiral de Arcs in London. These are a stunning piece of architecture and exhibition style. And the sculpture up at top is based upon someone from Summer for Us. But here they are, the Prince's Gates. Not the princess, but Prince's Gates. Just inside the Prince's Gates, two buildings. The Automotive Building and the Direct Energy Center. They're both, as it were, exhibition buildings that, beyond the 50 weeks of the year that the CNE isn't open, because the CNE will be open from now until Labor Day, these 2, 3, 4 buildings, there's more down at the other end, are open all year, and things like the boat show, the home show, and various other trade shows are held here. They really are rather stunning buildings. This one goes back to the 1930s, and this one is fairly new. But the back part also goes back to the 1930s. If you didn't know better, what would be your first clue that we're standing in front of the Automotive Building? Hey, a bunch of new autos. Yeah, the 2013s will be shown, but these are 2012s. Some of them are actually built right here in Canada, just east of here, in Oshawa, about 40 miles east of here. No, this isn't an airport. It's actually still part of the Direct Energy Center. A huge, huge building. I think it's like 600,000 square feet. I'll get back to you on that, okay? There'll be a caption inserted right about here. In celebration of 1812, no, the United States has not reinvaded Canada. These are a bunch of pieces of equipment for the Canadian Armed Forces display here at the Canadian National Exhibition, which they're still setting up. Had the Roadrunner been faced with this coyote, things probably would have gone the other way, and that animated series wouldn't have lasted as long. It's got guns, it's got wheels, it means business, and it's got a license plate. Oh yeah, they had to get it here somewhere, or somehow, so they drove it down the road. Powerade not included. Look up here. It doesn't have just a really short wingspan. They actually cut the wings off, and people that come down to the fair can actually get inside the fuselage, the cockpit of a real jet. Give you an idea how big it is by the people standing behind it. Here's the Tudor CT-14. The CT-14 is one of the favorite jets, it's a jet, of the Snowbirds, Canada's equivalent to the Blue Angels. And to give you an idea of the size, there's Ian. Hi, Ian.
Hello.
And we'll just step up inside, or up towards it, so you can see inside. Yeah, there ain't a whole lot of room in there, and there is no CD player. This thing will put you back a few million. Known all over the world. This is the flying jet of the Canadian Armed Forces Snowbirds. No, not named after the Anne Murray song. You are not looking at the world's most recent bank robbery. They haven't put the ATM in this thing yet. They'll move it and put the ATM in it. Back in the, up until the 1980s, there was something called the Alpine Way, and apparently it's made a comeback. Slightly shorter, but here it is. You'll be able to ride from one end all the way down to the other end. please see map. What we were just saying about the Alpine ride going across the park, Ian will help me out. You start there and you go all the way to the other end, or start at that end and come all the way back. Nice view. And one of the reasons why people come to the CNE is that there's going to be a lot of people setting up stores and selling stuff. These guys are setting up their store. So come on down to the CNE. You might get a heck of a bargain. May very well be the largest bananas in the country. What's a fair without rides? There's one of the roller coasters, a mini one. It's like a mouse, twists and turns and drops and dives. There's a swing tower. It spins you around while raising you up. This thing I can't stand. It spins you around real fast. Makes me want to throw up. And of course, there's another roller coaster over there. Oh, and what is this thing called? I don't know, but it spins you around backwards really fast. It's actually a lot of fun. It doesn't go upside down. Of course, it's the Polar Express. They got the music working. There's the roller coaster, one of them. It's like a little mini junior one. These things all arrive on a truck. They're not always here. That green thing over there, it'll spin around, and when you're standing in it, it'll actually hold you from hitting the floor. And there's another ride, and a bunch more being assembled, and a big Euro slide. More rides, more games, a little Ferris wheel, one of those drop towers, again not one of my favorite rides. And looking back on the city, yes, that is the CN Tower in the distance. The largest freestanding structure in the Americas on land.